class 11th. Children, in the syllabus, in the first unit of the syllabus of 11th, 4 chapters are there. And among those 4 chapters, the living world is the first chapter. The name of the 4 chapters are the living world, biological classification, plant kingdom and animal kingdom, which we are going to study part-wise, one by one. Now, the topics which we are going to cover in the first chapter, that is your living world, are, the first is introduction, then characteristics of life, diversity of life, binomial nomenclature, need for nomenclature, classification, taxonomy, taxonomic category and taxonomic aid. Under the taxonomic categories, the groups that which we are going to study are kingdom, phylum, class, order, family, genus and species. These are all topics which we are going to cover. It is all according to NCERT book which we are going to follow. Now starting the chapter, let us now move to the introductory part of the chapter. And we'll start with the word biology. What does biology means? Children, this biology word is made up of 2 terms. That is your bio and then your logos. Bio means living, life, and logos means to study. So hence, we can define biology as a story of the life on earth, or we can define biology as the story of life, story of evolution of living organisms on this planet, on this earth. Now, when we are talking about life, so life is present in what? Life is present inside the living organisms. And children, you can see on this planet, on this earth, a wide varieties of organisms surrounding us. Now, they may be cat, dog, elephant, lion, tiger, plants, human beings, bacteria, viruses. A huge diversity is present which are surviving on this planet. So let us now move towards that what does biodiversity means. Now what does the term biodiversity means? The term biodiversity is also made up of 2 words, having bio and diversity. Children, bio means life, you are knowing it, and diversity means varieties. So we can define biodiversity as a branch of science where we are studying about varieties of living organisms. So we can define it as variety of life on earth, surviving, including your microbes, plants, animals, human beings. So we can define all these categories of organisms into the category of biodiversity. If we take example of a microorganism, if we take example of bacteria, it's not only one bacteria, there are varieties of bacteria which are surviving on this earth. If I take example of plants, varieties of plants are there. Sugarcane plant, mango tree, herbs are there, shrubs are there, various types of trees are there, grasses are there. So varieties are among the plants category also. If we consider animal, all animals do not look alike. There is a cat, dog, rat, rabbit, lion, tiger, elephant. From a smaller size to a bigger size, varieties and varieties of animals are present on this planet, surviving on this planet. Children, if we take example of a human being even, do we all human beings look alike? Do we all human beings look same, similar to each other? No. We do not look same. We are not similar to each other. Some are short in height, some are taller. Some are fair, some are black in color. Some are whitish in color. Some have different behavior, some have different attitudes. So we human beings also do not look alike. We do not have same attitude. We do not have same behavior. So diversities, diversions in the characters are present among each and every living organism surviving on this planet. And that only we need to study, that only we need to discuss in this chapter. Why this chapter was meant? This chapter was meant to study those diversities. It is not feasible for us to go and to individually study each and every organism. It is not possible for us. It is not feasible for us. So these chapters were meant so that easily sitting at a place, sitting at our own home, sitting together in a group, we can collect a lot of information about our surrounding, about the organisms present surviving in our surrounding. The varieties of the organisms surviving in our planet, we can easily be knowing about them, how they look like, what are the characters they possess in them. So that is why children these chapters were meant. So hope it is clear that what does biodiversity means. Biodiversity means that the varieties of life present in different type of living organisms surviving on this earth. Now children, this diversity of living organisms surviving on the planet, how they maintains the ecological balance. Let us see now that. So this biodiversity helps in maintaining the ecological balance on the earth. How? By maintaining food chain. You all know that the different living organisms surviving on this earth are dependent on each other on food, for food. We all living organisms are dependent on each other for food. Even human beings, some are herbivorous, some are vegetarians, some are non-vegetarians. Animals, some are herbivorous, carnivorous, omnivorous. So different categories of living organisms are there, and they all are dependent on each other for the food. So this food chain helps in maintaining the ecological balance on the earth. So biodiversity plays an important role in maintaining the ecological balance. Suppose if we take an example, I have written here it's a grass, and grass can be eaten by a goat as well as by the rabbit also. These are both, suppose they are herbivorous and they are feeding upon the grasses. Now the goat can be eaten by fox. The fox can be eaten up by the lion. Here the grass is eaten by rabbit, and the rabbit is eaten by dog, and the dog can be eaten by the next level, that is your lion. Then this is your food chain. That how each category of organism is dependent upon each other for the food. And what will happen when they die? Nobody is mortal. Everybody has to die. Who has come on earth on this planet? They have to die. Death is sure. So what is going to happen to each and every organism after death? So after death, another type of organisms are present, and they are called as microorganisms. These microorganisms helps in decomposing, decaying the body of these animals so that your waste can be removed from the earth. If suppose these microorganisms would not be present, if suppose they were not there, then what would happen? The whole planet, the whole earth will be a dustbin. It would be a waste full of land. So these microorganisms are helping in removing all those type of waste products by decomposing them. So this is how children, this biodiversity is useful, they are helpful, they are supporting the earth to maintain the ecological balance. So children, your food chain helps in helps in maintaining the ecological balance. Now, you are preventing species extinction. Now, what do you mean by species extinction? Extinction means losing of, loss of. So, if any of the organisms are is not taking birth on the planet, if suppose that reproduction process would not be there, then what would happen? After the first animal, after the first plant, after the first human being, in future the next generation would not have come. So, reproduction is one of the medium which is persisting on this earth, which helps in preventing the extinctions of the different varieties of animals. And this extinction, when this extinction will be prevented, then this is also one of the way, children, to preserve your biodiversity. We can preserve biodiversity by preventing the extinction of the species of different varieties of animals, different groups of animals. If those different varieties of animals are surviving on this planet, if they have the capability of reproduction in them, then the different varieties of animals, the different varieties of living organisms would be able to survive nicely here. Now children, when we are talking about this biodiversity, now let us differentiate between what is life, or which type of organism comes under the category of biodiversity. So now children, let us categorize that which are the characters which make the living organism living. If suppose examples are kept in front of us, suppose I am holding this pen, pencil is there, rubber, fan, this blackboard. These are all what? These are all none. They are all kept under the category of non-living things. But when I keep myself, I am a living organism. When I keep a dog, plant, microbes, we keep them under the category of living organism. So what are the different characters which makes an organism, which makes a particular thing living or a non-living? If I consider those characters, then the characters which makes the living organism living is actually, the first is growth, then your reproduction, then metabolism, cellular organization and consciousness. These are the 5 points, children, which we are going to discuss according to NCERT book. These 5 points have been mentioned in your book, which actually makes the living organisms living. If I talk about a guitar, if I talk about a pen, can a pen from a table by itself come and start writing on the board? No, it's not possible. I have to hold this pen and I have to write. Then only letters will be written on the board. If I take an example of guitar, by itself the guitar cannot play by itself. I need to hold the guitar and I need to move the strings. Then only the different tunes are going to come out from the guitar. So living and non-living is different. Here, what makes the organisms living? That is your growth. All the living organisms will be possessing growth. Growth in different forms, but growth will be there. All the living organisms have the property of reproduction at cellular level, or at unicellular level or multicellular level. Each and every living organism have the capacity to reproduce their own young ones. So reproduction is one of the factor, one of the feature which makes a character of a living organism. If I take the third process, that is your metabolism. Metabolism is what? It is different type of metabolic activities like your digestion, respiration, circulation, breaking down process, new formative process, all such type of process which is taking place inside the body of any living organism that makes the organism. So children, different metabolic activities taking place inside the body makes the living organism living. Now cellular organization, inside the body your cell is there, different type of cellular functions are there. That also takes place, that also happen inside the living organism. So this is also one of the feature of living organism. Consciousness. If suppose a person gets fainted, but it cannot be considered fainted, but the person is not dying, the person is alive. We cannot consider that person into a dead community or into a dead one. So the person is alive. For a moment, for a while, for a second, for a whatever you say, the person is fainted for a while. But the person has not died. Living features are persisting, living features are present inside the person. So your consciousness is also one of the feature of the living organism. So hope children, this was the introductory part of the chapter and this is clear to you all. Thank you.